Grading C.J. Stroud after Ohio State's 45-12 victory over Arkansas State here at Ohio Stadium. I'm Nathan Baird from cleveland.com along with Stephen Means, and he was C.J. Stroud, 16-24. That's about 67% passing. That's a little under prime C.J. Stroud performance. 351 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Stephen, how are you grading C.J. Stroud today?
I'm giving him a B+. And to be quite honest with you, the only reason it's not an A- because that first throw was terrible. It was a terrible read, and quite frankly, if this was a better opponent, it would have been a pick. But since it's not, we're not going to count it. But I will say that you saw it grow. You saw the connection and the chemistry with Marvin and Emeka especially grow as the game continued on, and that's what I wanted to see today. I didn't think it was going to look perfect. I think it was going to look like a team who was playing without its best player, as C.J. Stroud said a week ago. They're playing without their best player. But it was weird at times with Marvin and Emeka, but then there were times where it was just as explosive. I even said that sloppy but explosive, and that's fine when you're missing Jackson Smith-Njigba, but you saw the process, so I'll give him a B+.
Yeah, I thought about a B+. I think I'm actually going to give him an A-. I was a little bit lower than you guys last week. I'll be a little bit higher this week, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe I was still higher last week. I can't remember, but listen, he was very critical of his own performance after the game. Not very critical. He wasn't down in the dumps, but was saying, hey, I need to be more disciplined on my drops. Hey, I need to, give guys better timing on those curl routes. You can't be dropping a snap like he did today. Some nitpicky things. Actually, maybe – all right, he talked me down. I'm B+. CJ talked me down to a B+ on himself. Because this is tough. You're grading against one of the best players in football and his usual performance. But I thought a lot of this was still a pretty good performance. The connection with Marvin Harrison definitely came together. The connection with Emeka Egbuka is there, and they're missing Jackson Smith-Njigba. They're missing him. They're missing Julian Fleming too, I think. The guy with his ability potentially to take the top off a defense. If Jackson Smith-Njigba still weren't here, but Julian Fleming could play, you maybe notice a little bit something different about this offense. We don't really know because we haven't been able to see Julian Fleming play a lot, which is the whole Julian Fleming storyline. But I think C.J. Stroud was better this week. I think he was a little bit more, and he had to see something different than he saw the first week. Whereas Notre Dame was dropping 8 guys a lot. This time Arkansas State's coming up and kind of loading the box. And you would think that makes it easier to pass. As Ryan Day pointed out, though, that's sometimes going to make it tougher to get throws off at the line of scrimmage. Your completion percentage goes down, but the yardage goes up. And he had 351 yards on only 24 attempts. That's a nice ratio. So, high B+.
I'll add this. I think some of the criticalness that he has is something we've talked about on Buckeye Talk in the sense that year one, it's on your weapons to make you look good. Year two, it's on you to make the weapons look good. And Chris, Garrett, and Jackson, man, I mean, they'll make anybody look good. And so if he's grading himself on that scale that now he's the veteran dealing with a bunch of young guys, and I could see why he's a little bit more critical because it is on him a little bit to make Marvin and Emeka look good as they get used to being out there.
The storyline in 2021 on Stroud was not that he was the dude from day one. I mean, he was a starter from day one, but he became what we now know as C.J. Stroud over the course of that season. And what we will know as C.J. Stroud could be something else that develops over the course of this season. And it's a new cast. Some of the guys in front of him, certainly some of the guys around him are new. And we'll see how that progresses over the next 10 weeks. Get the Postgame Buckeye Talk podcast wherever you can find podcasts and sign up for the text 614-350-3315. We're texting updates before the game. We're texting analysis during the game. We're keeping you up to date with news all week at Buckeye Talk.